कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना तीरा बनचारी जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना तीरा बनचारी हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Radha Vallabha Radha Vallabha Shri Radhe Jayo Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jayo Krishna Balaram Jayo Vrindavan Dham Vrindavan Dham Vrindavan Dham Jayo Vrindavan Dham Jayo Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jayo Gauranitai 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 Jayo Gauranitai Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Śrīmad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind Ki Jai Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande All glories to the assembled devotees All glories to the assembled devotees All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Presthaya Bhutale, Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine, Namaste Saraswate Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya Deshatarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudhirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatiruttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for today's discussion of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. We are reading from the 9th canto, chapter 4, titled as Ambarisha Maharaja Offended by Durvasa Muni. And we are reading from verse number 68. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam Sadhunam hridayam tvaham Madanyattena janati Madanyattena jananti Naham tebhyo managapi Sadhavo hridayam mahyam Sadhunam hridayam tvaham Madanyattena jananti Naham tebhyo managapi Sadhavo hridayam mahyam Sadhunam hridayam tvaham Madanyattena jananti Naham tebhyo managapi. Prabhupada. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam Naham tebhyo managapi. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam Sadhunam hridayam tvaham Sadhavo hridayam mahyam Sadhunam hridayam tvaham Madanyattena jananti Naham tebhyo managapi. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam Madanyattena jananti Naham tebhyo managapi. Matajis. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam Naham tebhyo managapi. Matajis. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam Madanyattena jananti Naham tebhyo managapi. Hridayam mahyam Sadhunam hridayam tvaham. Madanyate na janante Naham tebhyo managapi sadhavaha. The pure devotees, hridayam, in the core of the heart, mahyam, of me, sadhunam, of the pure devotees also, hridayam, in the core of the heart, tu, indeed, aham, I, mat anyat, anything else but me, te, they, na, not, jananti, no, na, not, aham, I, tebhyaha, than them, managapi, even by a little fraction. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation: the pure devotee is always within the core of my heart, and I am always in the heart of the pure devotee. My devotees do not know anything else but me, and I do not know anyone else but them. Purport: since Durvasa Muni wanted to chastise Maharaja Ambarisha, it is to be understood that he wanted to give pain to the heart of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For the Lord says, Sadhavo hridayam mahyam. The pure devotee is always within the core of my heart. The Lord's feelings are like those of a father who feels pain when this child is in pain. Therefore, offenses at the lotus feet of a devotee are serious. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has very strongly recommended that one not commit any offense at the lotus feet of the devotee. Such offenses are compared to a mad elephant, because when a mad elephant enters a garden, it causes devastation. Therefore, one should be extremely careful not to commit offenses at the lotus feet of a pure devotee. Actually, Maharaja Ambarisha was not at all at fault. Durvasa Muni unnecessarily wanted to chastise him on flimsy grounds. Maharaja Ambarisha wanted to complete the Ekadashi Parana as a part of devotional service to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he drank a little water. But although Durvasa Muni was a great mystic Brahmana, he did not know what is what. That is the difference between a pure devotee and a so-called learned scholar of the Vedic knowledge. The devotees, being always situated in the heart, in the core of the Lord's heart, surely get all instructions directly from the Lord, as confirmed by the Lord Himself in the Bhagavad Gita 10.11. Tesham evanukam partham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayamyatma bhavastho jnanadipena bhashvata. Out of compassion for them, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. The devotee does not do anything not sanctioned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As it is said, Vaishnavera kriya mudra vigneha na bhujaya. Even the most learned or experienced person cannot understand the movements of a Vaishnava, a pure devotee. No one, therefore, should criticize a pure Vaishnava. A Vaishnava knows his own business. Whatever he does is precisely right, because he is always guided by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sva Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishna Vamscha Shrirupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta krityam dvaipayana viraha katara ajuhava putreti tanmayataya taravo bhinedu stham sarva bhuta hridayam munimanatosmi. Hare Krishna. So it's a very wonderful episode that is going on. Most of us know the stories. Ambarish Maharaj being punished or cursed or chastised by Durvasa Muni. I was just meditating because where did this event happen? In Vrindavan. And where exactly in Vrindavan? Along the banks of Yamuna. Because Durvasa Muni, even today if you go near Mathura, on the eastern side of Yamuna, there are how many forests in Vrindavan? 12 forests. One of the forests is called Lauhavana. And there is an ashrama of Durvasa Muni in the Lauhavana forest. Even today if you go there, you will see the Durvasa ashrama. It is on the eastern side of the Yamuna. And on the western side was where Ambarish Maharaj's palace was. So it looks like they were on the two banks of Yamuna Nadi. And this happened in the very early days of the Yor. It's almost like the Satyuga. So therefore, there's a lot of things that is coming upon in this pastime. There is a beautiful vrata that is being explained. What is the vrata that he was doing? What is the vow that Ambarish Maharaj was performing? What was it? Ekadashi and the Dwadashi. Both. Dwadashi also is important vrata. And then it was he was also worshipping Sudarshana, because the Lord had given him personally his Sudarshana to worship every day. And then there is Ambarish Maharaj, there is Ekadashi Vrata, there is Sudarshana, and now there is Durvasa Muni who has created this disturbance, so to say. So before we delve deep into the pastime and understand the purport that Prabhupada writes, this is a very significant verse because the Lord is speaking to Durvasa Muni about his heart. So this is a key memory verse in one sense. We need to learn this verse by heart because here, Sadhavo Hridayam Mahyam Sadhunam Hridayam Tvaham. Krishna is saying, Sadhavo Hridayam Mahyam. So before even we go to the verse, it is a practice that let's glorify Śrīmad Bhāgavatam a little bit. This Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is very dear to the Lord because it is the personification of the Lord himself. So therefore, the devotees, we all devotees chant Śrīmad Bhāgavatam for the pleasure of the Lord and for the pleasure of the devotees. In fact, in the Padma Purana, it is said that Gautama Rishi, there is a very similar pastime where Gautama Rishi also was in the assembly of Maharaj Ambrisha, and he is advising Ambrish Maharaj, Puranam tvam bhagavatam bhatase purato harehe charitam daityarajasya prahladasya cha bhupate. Gautama Rishi is asking, Puranam tvam bhagavatam. Hey Ambrish Maharaj, did you chant this Bhagavatam, Puranam? Patase purato harehe. Have you chanted the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam in front of the Lord? And this Bhagavatam is the Charita, is a compilation of Daityarajasya, the Asuras and the Raja Rishis, and of course, Prahladasya cha Bhupate, the great devotee of Prahlad Maharaj. Have you chanted this? And he continues in the Padma Purana, glorifying the vow of Vanjuli Mahadvadasi. This Dwadasi that he's talking about is called Vanjuli Mahadvadasi. Gautama further instructs Ambarish Maharaj, Ratrau tu jagarah karya shrotavya vaishnavi katha Gitanam sahasram cha puranam shukabhashitam Patitavyam prayatnena hare santosha karanam. Gautama Rishi is instructing, Ratrau tu jagarah karya. What do we do on the Ekadashi night? Jagaran. One should actually ideally not sleep also. The idea of Ekadashi, the 11th day of the waxing and the waning moons, one has to fast not only from the stomach but also from the sleep. Basically, it is to reduce the sense gratificatory propensities. So Gautama Rishi is advising Ambrish Maharaja, Ratrau tu jagarah karya. You should always do jagaran in the night. Shrotavya Vaishnavi Katha. Always hear the Vaishnava Katha. What should you do in the Vaishnava Katha? Gitanam Sahasram cha. You should hear Bhagavad Gita, and you should also chant the Vishnu Sahasranamam. And what Purana you should hear? Puranam Shukabhashitam. You should hear the Bhashan which is given by Shukadeva Goswami. Why? Patitavyam prayatnena. You should endeavor to pathan. Pathan means to study them. For why? Harehe santosha karanam. This will please the Lord. And therefore, this is what is written in the Padma Purana in terms of glorification of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Because this is coming from the Jiva Goswami's Tattva Sandarbha, where in the characteristics of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and glorification of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Jiva Goswami writes that these are the characteristics of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam explained in the Padma Purana. And again, this Bhāgavatam, what is the benefit of studying Bhāgavatam? Padma Purana again states that this is Paramasattvikaha. Paramasattvika means this chanting of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, discussing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam will deliver us from this clutches of the material bondage. Here in the Padma Purana it continues, Ambarisha Shuka Proktam Nityam Bhāgavatam Shruno Pathasvasva Mukhe Naiva Yadichasi Bhavakshayam. Ambarisha was hearing Shukaproktam, the words that is emanating from the lotus mouth of Shukadeva Goswami, Nityam Bhagavatam Shruno. He is hearing, because Ambrish Maharaj, he is the son of whom? Ambrish Maharaj is the son of Nabhaga. Nabhaga is the son of Nabhaga. So Nabhaga, Nabhaga and Ambrish Maharaj. Now Ambrish Maharaj is the emperor of the whole world in one sense. The 7 continents belongs to him, because he is in one sense the descendants of the Manu. And therefore, even such a high exalted position of a king, he always hears Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Pathasva svamukhena. He is studying him from his own mouth. Yadhichasi bhavakshayam. According to his own desire, he is studying Bhagavatam. What will it do? It will bhavakshayam. Bhava means this material world. It will destroy this existence, material existence. Why? Because why these verses were very closely interested for me to discuss today about the glorification of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is because this is very related to what's happening right now. It is happening about Ekadashi Vrata, it is happening about Ambrish Maharaj, and it is happening about the glories of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Further, it continues in the Prahlada Samhita of the Skanda Purana. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam bhaktya patate harisannidhau jagare tatpadam yati kulavrinda samanvitaha. It is said on the Ekadashi night, if someone hears Śrīmad Bhāgavatam bhaktya patate harisannidhau jagare tatpadam, jagare means jagaran, waking up in the night and studying Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, then not only his entire 7 generations will get liberated. This is the glories of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Now, with this, let us step into the pastime. Now, this pastime is also very, very nice because on one end, it is the glorification of Ambarish Maharaj. But we have to understand what was the fortune of Nabhaga who begot the son like Ambarish Maharaj. What was the fortune of Nabhaga? Why was Ambarish Maharaj born to Nabhaga? In this chapter it is discussed. Anyone remembers? Yeah, and correct, exactly. So, 2 things. Both the father and the son were like that. Nabhaga advised his son Nabhaga to go and do a performance, and sacrificial performance, and he was doing it, and Lord Shiva came to test him. And Lord Shiva said, these offerings are mine. Right? And he said, no, my father has said the offerings, the oblation, the result of the sacrifice is mine. Then Lord Shiva says, let's go and check with your father. And when he goes to his father Nabhaga, Lord Shiva manifests. And then he says, he remembers Daksha's pastime. He says, if you don't give any yagna's part to Lord Shiva, then you are, because he's a Prathama Vaishnava. So therefore, the first offering should go to Lord Shiva. If you go to Mayapur, the first offering from Radha Shamsundar goes to Lord Shiva, actually. So, it is important that we honor and revere the Vaishnavas. So, his father Nabhaga says, no, it should belong to Lord Shiva. And then Nabhaga does not say, no, my dear father, now you're making bereft of my wealth. He says, whatever you say is right, my dear father. Lord Shiva, this is yours. And therefore, Lord Shiva becomes very happy. And then he blesses. And because of Lord Shiva's blessings, Ambarish Maharaj was born. Vaishnava. So therefore, you will see the fruit of being unattached. Yam hina vethayante the purusha rishabha samadukka sukha dhiram somritatvaya kalpate. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that whatever challenges come, if one is equipoised, then you will get the fruit. So fruit of being unattached and selflessness and righteous. Because Nabhaga and Nabhaga both were righteous. So the fruit that they got was Ambarish Maharaj's birth. And therefore this was the blessing of Lord Shiva. Another glorifying pastime, in this pastime, another glories is the Ekadashi Mahatmya. Now, we should understand that we all know as devotees, Ekadashi Vrata is very dear to the Lord because it's non-different from the Lord. And Ambarish Maharaj was observing this Ekadashi. This Ekadashi Vrata is so glorious. Actually, sometimes we think in the scriptures, Ekadashi is meant for Vaishnavas. Ekadashi is meant for humans, actually. It is meant for the humans. I knew a friend of mine, he was saying, he was fasting on Wednesdays. I asked him, why do you fast on Wednesdays? He said, because it is Buddhavar. Therefore, I am fasting for pleasing Buddha. I said, what has Buddha got to do with Buddhavar? No, it is Buddhavar nights. That's why it is Buddha. I said, Buddhavar has nothing to do with Buddha. Buddha is a planet and a presiding deity of a planet. And therefore, it is Buddhavar. It has nothing to do with Lord Buddha. But anyways, I convinced him to say you should start fasting on Ekadashis rather than or some arbitrary days. So he started to fast on Ekadashis. And nowadays it's a fashion. Have you all heard of intermittent fasting? They'll fast. They'll not eat for 12 hours, 8 hours a day. And I have a friend of mine. He fasts the whole day. And in the afternoon he doesn't even eat. He says, I've stopped eating. I said, what do you take? And then he showed me some packets. It looked like packets from Timo. There are some powder. So he opens the powder, mix it with water and milk, and he drinks it. And I said, you're taking chemicals. These are chemicals, and you think you're not eating? You're consuming chemicals. No, it keeps me full. I said, it can keep you full, but you might have some problems later. So better you eat rather than drinking those chemicals. So, so in the name of fasting, people do so many things which is useless. And there was another Mataji, she also started this intermittent fasting, and what is this? These days there's a fad of consuming protein powders. Have you heard that? Protein isolates. These are all chemically processed things. I said you better consume chana or chole rather than consuming the isolates, which might damage your kidney. So Ekadashi Vrata, science is not different from Vedic scriptures. Vedic scriptures is always very scientific. And Ekadashi Vrata is such an amazing science that if we observe Ekadashi Vrata, you have fasted how many days in a year? If you have 52 weeks, fast once in 2 weeks. So you have fasted 28 days. So almost a month you have fasted. Amazing, isn't it? For 12 months you fasted a month, but the fasting is decided by the date, time and the tithi. So you fasted for 28 days automatically. Not that you fast for the whole month. Somebody fasts for the whole month and do not know what they do, and they eat meat in the morning and in the night. So that's not the point. The point is upavas. It is not just to fast from the material sense gratification. That is the point. So that is what is coming up here. In fact, in this pastime, was Ambrish Maharaj hungry on the Dwadasi day that he had to break the fast? Why did he break the fast? Correct, because as Vaishnavas, we are also very careful when the fast has to be broken, because the Purnata, the Purnahuti, when you do a fire sacrifice, you pour the oblations in the end, the banana that you put in the fire sacrifice, that's called the Ahuti. That Ahuti of Ekadashi is the fast breaking time of Dwadashi. So therefore, that has to be upkept very religiously. But again, and that is what exactly Ambrish Maharaj was doing. And he was in a dharma sankat. He was in a difficulty because exactly when the fast breaking time was ripe, Durvasa Muni enters. It seemed like he knew what to do and when to create problems. Because it seems like in the Vedic scripture, there is only one sage who is allowed to get angry, and that is this guy, Durvasa Muni. And Durvasa Muni is none other than the Amsha of Lord Shiva himself. You know that? He's born as the son of whom? He's born of the son of Atri, and Anasuya. Beautiful, because Dattatreya, if you remember, the Dattatreya is the incarnation. I don't know if it's the 17th or the 16th incarnation of the Lord. He appears as Dattatreya. With Dattatreya, two more personalities appear. Soma, which is Chandradev, and Durvasa Muni also appears. So there are three sons who are born, because Atri Mahamuni and Anusuya pray to the Lord, all the three lordships that we want you as our children. So all the three are born. So Durvasa Muni is born. So the glories of, coming back to Ekadashi glorification, Padma Purana glorifies Ashvamedha Sahasrani Rajasuya Shatani Cha Ekadashyupavashyasya Kalam Narhamti Sodashim. Padma Purana is saying, you know what is Ashwamedha Yagna? Ashwamedha Yagna means if you conduct 100 Ashwamedha Yagna, you can become Indra. And 1,000 such Ashwamedha Yagna. And what was the best Yagna Yudhishthira Maharaj performed? Rajasuya. Rajasuya Shatanicha. 100 such Rajasuya Yagna and 1,000 Ashwamedha Yagna multiplied by 16 is equivalent to one Ekadashi Vrata. If somebody fasts for one Ekadashi, you get the benefit of performing 1,000 Rajasuya and 100, it is 1,000 Ashwamedha and 100 Rajasuya multiplied by 16. Narhamti Shodashim, 16 times. That is the benefit of Ekadashi Vrata. To perform Rajasuya Yagna, what do you need? What is the paraphernalia you need? Is it cheap to perform Rajasuya Yagna? It's very expensive. You need a Purohit, you need to have a Yagna, and what to talk of Rajasuya Yagna, which Yudhishthira Maharaj performed with so much. Arjuna had to go on a parikrama to gather funds to execute that particular Yagna. It was so expensive. Ekadashi also is expensive, isn't it? We need to go get cheese, potato base, pizza bases, and tomato paste, and capsicum, and to make Ekadashi pizza. No, Ekadashi is the cheapest because you have to fast, but we've made it very expensive. So, Ekadashi Vrata is a Vrata where you don't need any Brahmana to perform anything. You don't need a purohit, you don't need a yagna kunda, you don't need a specific qualification to do yagna, anything. Ekadashi is the cheapest, and anyone, anywhere, in any condition can do Ekadashi yagna. It is said that even somebody is going through a shraddha of somebody of passing away, even then Ekadashi can be performed. So Ekadashi is a beautiful vrata which the Lord has created. And that is the vrata which Ambarisha Muni was executing. In fact, it is the glorification and the performance of this vrata which has saved Amrish Maharaj. So that is also a glorification. Why Amrish Maharaj was protected is also because of his adherence to the principles of the Ekadashi vrata. In fact, I remember when I started going to Bhakti Vriksha, I was attending Nanda Baba Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, and what inspired me is his fasting. He fasts for the whole of Ekadashi, and he sometimes fasts on Saturdays also. And if the Ekadashi falls on Friday, he fasts Friday and Saturday both, Nirjal. Fasting doesn't mean Ekadashi pizza. Complete fasting, complete fasting. Ideally, that is what Ekadashi means, complete fasting, not even drinking water. And therefore, if somebody fasts like this, which is ideal, then you can break the fast by consuming water. And that's what Bhagavatam says in the 39th and the 40th verse in this chapter. It gives us a prescription. Ambhasa kevalenatha karishye vrataparanam ahur abhakshanam vipra hi ashitam nashitam chatat. Ashitam, ashana means to consume. If you consume water, apabhakshitam means if you have fasted completely, you can break the fast using just a drop of water. If you come to Udupi or some other Srirangam, on the Parayana day, they will be sitting in front of Prasadam, they'll put water in their palm and they'll be waiting. And they'll say, Sarvam Krishna Arpanamastu, and then they'll drink the water. That is when he had taken the water and when Durvasa Muni had come. So, Bhagavatam also gives us prescription how to break the fast. We don't have to break the fast with a grain. Grain is only for people who are not able to fast completely. If they have taken some fruits or vegetables, they can fast consuming a grain. But who have fasted completely as Nirjala, they can take a drop of water and their fast is considered to be broken. And here, therefore, Amrish Maharaj had taken a drop of water because he had to honor the Ekadashi Vrata and at the same time honor the Brahmana by not consuming the prasadam. So, with this, we will also meditate a little bit on Durvasa Muni, because it is important that what is the perspective Bhagavatam presents about Durvasa Muni. Now, Durvasa Muni was born to Atri and Anasuya. These two names are also amazing. What is the one good quality that a devotee should have always? Or what is the one dangerous thing a devotee should never have? Yes? Yes, envy. Because envious, and what is the Sanskrita word for that? Huh? Dvesh nahi. Dvesh is hatred. Matsara. There's another word. Asuya. Asuya is another word. And anasuya. Non-envious means anasuya. So, one who has conquered three. There are three enemies for us, which Bhagavad Gita states. What are they? Correct. Lust, greed and anger. Lust is kama, krodha and lobha. Kama, krodha and lobha. Lust, greed and envy. And Matsarya was also. So lust, greed and anger or envy. If somebody has conquered all these three, he's called is the three doors which takes you to hell. One who has conquered these three doors is called Atri. Above three. So therefore he is Atri Mahamuni. And then one who is Atri can have the wife of Anasuya who is on non-envious. So the combination of Atri and Anasuya, Dattatreya is born and Durvasa Muni is born. So you're getting the point? So how the beautiful names are also one who is non-envious and who has surpassed the three defects, then for them the Lord can take birth. And Durvasa Muni is one of the sons of Atri Mahamuni. You have to understand that. So therefore, many people sometimes misunderstand Durvasa Muni as Dushtam Vasaha Isha Durvasam. Dushtam Vasam means he used to wear, ragged clothes. Very dirty sometimes, he'll come like, you've seen, he's come into Amrish Maharaj palace and says, oh, I have not taken my bath yet, so I'll go and take a bath. So he is a bit strange character. He's an avadhuta in one sense. So many people misunderstand him thinking dushtam vasaha. Vasaha means vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya. What is vasa? Cloth. Vasa means cloth. Vasamsi, you know the word vasamsi jirnani. So dushtam vasaha iti durvasaha. That is one meaning. The other meaning is dukkham vasaha iti durvasaha. Dukkham vasaha means this person, when you invite him as a guest, he will always fight with you and go. So it is very difficult to please Durvasa Muni. Very difficult. That is why Duryodhana sends Durvasa to Pandava to go and, he knows that there will be no prasadam. So you go and say, I'm hungry, now feed me. So he also comes to Rama also. You know what happens with Ramayana? He also comes to Rama, and then in that way Lakshmana also leaves the planet because of Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa Muni is a very strange character. So in one sense he is Dukkham Vasaha iti Durvasaha. Actually the real meaning of Dukkham Vasaha means he doesn't stay in any place very happily. He always becomes very angry and agitated. But his agitation always glorifies bhakti. That we have to understand. So our perspective we have to understand, we have to keep in mind is, we are not Parshad of Amrish Maharaj. We are not associates of Amrish Maharaj, nor we are higher than Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni and Amrish Maharaj are very elevated personalities, and we have to learn from them how to behave, how not to behave, how to respect a Vaishnava, and how to glorify Vaishnavas. Because you see, we will see ahead that Amrish Maharaj himself fall at the lotus feet of Durvasa Muni. So he reveres Durvasa Muni. In fact, when Durvasa Muni is going to Brahma Loka, Shiva Loka, and then Vishnu Loka now, Amrish Maharaj has continued to fast for many days and months together until Durvasa has come back and accepted prasadam. So we have to, that is our perspective. That is a personal application. We should not decry, oh, Durvasa Muni is like that. Look, I am a devotee, I am chanting 16 rounds. No, we are very lower. That is one perspective to see. Another beautiful perspective that is coming out in this purport, Prabhupada writes, Vaishnavera kriya mudra vigneha na bhujaya. Unalloyed Vaishnava is very difficult to comprehend. We will meditate this on a few aspects of this in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita for a while. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, there is an episode where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes, Ekadina gopi bhave grihete vasiya gopi gopi namalaya vishanahana. One day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting. He was still Nimai Pandit at that time. He was sitting in his school and he was chanting Gopi, Gopi. And his students get confused. And they're all of course Brahmanas. They all say, excuse me Nimai, why are you chanting Gopi's name? Ek paduya aila prabhu ke dekhite gopi gopi nama shuni lagila balite. A student came and heard, our teacher is chanting Gopi Gopi. That should not be chanting Gopi Gopi. Nimai should be chanting Krishna Krishna. Krishna nama nalano kene Krishna nama dhanya gopi gopi bali leva ki bahaya punya. The student says, Krishna nama na lao kene Krishna nama dhanya. You should take Krishna's name, don't take the name of gopis. Who is advising this? The student is advising Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You should not take the name of Gopi. Why? Because Gopi Gopi Balileva Kibahaya Punya. You will not get any punya by chanting Gopi's name. You should chant Krishna's names. Shuni Prabhu Krodhe Kaila Krishna Doshodgara Thengalana Uthila Prabhu Paduya Maribara. Hearing this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so angry, he ran out, took a stick and drove away all the students. He says, how dare you chant me Krishna's names? And then he starts chastising Krishna. He starts chastising Krishna. He says, Bura bhala keh diya Krishna ke bare mein. And because nobody could understand the deep heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because that is what Prabhupada writes in the purport, Vaishnavera kriya mudra vigneha na bhujaya. Nobody can understand the deep heart of Vaishnava. Because what a Vaishnava is thinking, we cannot comprehend. Especially an unalloyed Vaishnava, Shuddha Bhakta. In the Ramayana also, we see a very beautiful episode. Who composed Ramayana? Valmiki Muni. Valmiki Muni has taken advice. When he meets Narada Muni, he inquires, who should I worship? Who is the hero who should I worship about? Narada Muni has explained to him that one person you should worship is Rama. He has given the name of Rama. And hearing the name itself, Valmiki has gone into transcendence. In that transcendence, he has gone to offer his prayers to Sarayu, river Sarayu, and he's offering his prayers. Right when he is offering his prayers, he looks at a tree. And on the tree, there are two birds called Krauncha Pakshi. We don't know if they are extinct by now. They are Krauncha Pakshis. And these Pakshis are very special because they're always together. Like husband and wife, they're always together and they're always talking to each other, and they are in piriti, they are in a very conjugal mood. And Valmiki Muni is looking at those two birds and becoming very pleased. Oh, so much affection they have between them. And when he is glorifying the Krauncha Pakshi like that, suddenly the male bird falls to the ground and he sees the male bird is full of blood and the male bird dies. Within a moment, Valmiki says, what happened? So he sees an arrow being hit to the bird. Within a second, Valmiki Muni becomes very agitated and he chants, Manisha pratishtatvam agama shashwati samah yat krauncha mithunadekam avadhi kama mohitam. He curses, Ma nishada pratishtatvam. He says, nishada means what? He looks at the hunter who has shot the bird. He says, Ma nishada, you have shot pratishtatvam agama shashwati samaha yat krauncha mithunadekam. When these two birds are happily spending their time, you shot and killed the husband, the male bird. Avadhi kama mohitam. So he says, may you also face the same end as that male bird. He curses. And as soon as he curses, immediately he holds his mouth. He says, what did I do? What did I do? The hunter killed the bird and I cursed to kill the hunter? I am not different from this hunter. I am also an abominable person. And he feels so sour in his mouth that I cursed this person. And then while he was thinking like this, he looked at the tree and all of a sudden the tree vanished. The bird vanished. The hunter vanished. He thought, oh, what's going on? Something's not right. Something's not simple as it seems. And with a very lamenting heart, he goes to his guru. And his guru, here, Bharadwaja Ashrama is there. So he goes there and he finds Lord Brahma sitting there. And then he tells to Lord Brahma that, I have become contaminated by cursing the hunter, Brahmaji, but something's not right. Everything's vanished. Then Brahmaji says, your shoka means what? Lamentation. Your shoka is valid, but out of that shoka has emanated a shloka. That is his shloka, the 32-syllable shloka which he has said. He said, you did not curse the hunter, you have glorified your beloved Sri Rama. He says, how does that happen? I cursed the hunter to die. He says, no. What did you chant? He says, Ma nishada pratishtatvam. Ma nishada. Ma means you should, and nishada means the hunter. No, Ma means, who is Ma? Lakshmi ji. Nishada means nishad. Ma nishada means near whom Lakshmi ji sits. Who is that? Vishnu. Rama. Ma nishada pratishtatvam. Rama, your pratishtha. Agama shashwati samaha. Your pratishtha shall be shashwata. Samaha, it will be spread all over the three worlds. Yat krauncha mithunadekam. Mithunadekam means you are coming closer to your Sita Devi and separation. Your story of coming together and separation will be spread all over the three worlds and will eternally be chanted around the 14 planetary systems. This is what you have composed, Valmiki, so don't lament. And Valmiki says, wow, did I really compose a verse? Now this also indicates the verse that we are reading today. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam, sadhavo hridayam mahyam, sadhunam hridayam tvaham, madanyatena janante, naham tebhyo managapi. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam. The Lord is always sitting in the heart of the devotees. So they can never speak ill of anyone. Even desiringly they cannot speak ill. Now Valmiki wanted to curse the hunter, but came out the shloka in glorification of Lord Rama. Because he is completely Rama-maya. Rama-maya means, Krishna-maya means, maya means what? Made of. Made of. So he is made of Rama. So therefore there cannot be any inauspicious things that can come out of his mouth. So the only thing that came out is glorification of Lord Rama. So this is another episode in the scriptures of how the devotees are filled with the Lord and the meditation on the Lord. In fact, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna opens up the secret. It is said by the Acharyas that Bhagavatam is a glorious literature, but Bhagavatam is built on the foundation of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the foundation. If somebody says, oh Prabhuji, I want to get into the Rasa Tattva, no more Bhagavad Gita for me, that is wrong. See, Prabhupada refers here in the purport, Tesham eva anukampartham. Prabhupada refers Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the foundation on which Bhagavatam is to be understood. In the 18th chapter, Krishna opens up the most secretive instruction. What is the most secretive instruction of Bhagavad Gita? Yes. How? We will see. In the 61st verse of the 18th chapter, Krishna interestingly puts a verse. One devotee asked me this verse. For this reason, I had to study the Bhashya of Jiva Goswami and how Jiva Goswami explains this verse, which is quite amazing. This devotee asked me, Prabhu, in the 61st verse, Krishna says, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe tishtati arjuna brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rodhani mayaya. The devotee asked, Prabhu, who spoke this verse? Who spoke this verse? Krishna spoke this verse. Why is he referring Ishvara sarva bhutanam? He is referring himself with a third person. As if I am speaking to someone and I will say, Hanuman Dasa is giving a class. I can say I am giving a class now. Why should I say Hanuman Dasa should be giving? So why is Krishna saying Ishvare tishtati Arjuna? Why is he referring? Krishna could say Aham sarva bhutanam. Krishna could have said Aham sarvasya prabhu. Krishna already said Aham sarvasya prabhu. Then I was asking so many devotees. Ramanujacharya says, well, you know, Krishna is saying Ishvara because in the 15.15 he's already said. What is the verse 15.15? Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishta matta smritir jnanam. He said Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishta. I am there in your heart. Sarvasya cha aham. Krishna has already said aham there. So therefore here he's saying Ishvare sarva bhutanam. So it's the same thing. But Jiva Goswami doesn't say that. Jiva Goswami goes a little further. He says, okay, read on. And he says, go to the next verse. And then we go to the next 62nd verse. Sorry, this is the 62nd verse. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapsyasi shashwatam. Now, Krishna has said, O Sion of Bharata, surrender unto him. Who? Ishvara sarva bhutanam. Krishna is saying surrender unto him, not me. Surrender unto him. It's interesting, you know. Krishna is saying surrender unto him. He's separating himself from Ishvara now. By his grace, you will attain transcendental peace and supreme eternal abode. Now, we are a bit confused. Krishna, who is that him? We thought you, Rama, Krishna, Vishnu are all the same. And then in the 63rd verse, that is when Krishna starts to open up the secret. Iti te jnanamakhyātam guhyāt guhyataram maya vimrishyaitad asheshena yathetchasi tata kuru. Krishna is saying here, Iti te jnanamakhyātam guhyāt guhyataram maya. Whatever I have told you, thus I have explained to you knowledge still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully and then do whatever you wish to do. So Krishna is saying whatever I have explained to you is more confidential. Okay? Alright till here? Here he said guhyad guhyataram maya. Now in the next verse, he uses a word very interestingly and Jiva Goswami highlights this. Sarva guhyatamam bhuya shrunu me paramam vachaha. Here he is not saying it is guhya, guhyataram. So there are three superlatives Krishna has used. Guhyad, secretive. Guhyataram, most secretive. And here he uses sarva guhya tamam. It is not tamam. It is not tamam means the ultimate. It is the ultimate of the ultimate. Sarva guhya tamam bhuyaha shrunu me. Hear me, Arjuna. Paramam vachaha. And this I am telling you why? Ishtosi me. Because I like you, the most confident. Hear this from me, for it is for you. Ishtosi me dhridam iti tato vakshyami te hitam. I'm telling you because you're very close to me. And after this, Krishna tells the verse, Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mamye vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. This is the most confidential and the most confidential secret. And in fact, it is even more confidential than Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Because after this, Krishna says Sarva Dharman. And in this verse, Acharyas go and break out this verse. In the topmost, in this 32 syllable verse, the first two syllables, man, mana, bhava. This is the culmination of this verse. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tvaham. Means the Lord resides in the heart of the devotees and the devotees reside in the heart of Krishna. So that is what is Krishna's instruction, man mana bhava. In fact, in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Krishna instructs Uddhava. He says, you should go to Vrindavana and look at the gopis. You will see how they have dedicated their whole and soul to me, Uddhava, that they are not bothered about their bodies. They have become lean and thin. They have become so bereft of nourishment that they only are eager to take one glance of me. And Uddhava, he tells to Uddhava, you should go there and look at the gopis. Now one may ask, how do we invite Krishna into the heart? Because what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's first instruction? Cheto darpanam arjanam. But cleaning the heart, is it enough? If the heart is very clean, do you think Durvasa Muni had a clean heart? He had a clean heart. He is a very elevated sage. But what did he lack? What was that he was lacking? He was lacking the bhakti rasa. And that bhakti rasa, rather than cleaning just the heart, we have to make it so soft that Krishna comes and steals the heart. In fact, I'll tell a story and I'll complete after this. In Vrindavana, all the gopis are crazy. Starting from the young gopis to the old gopis are crazy about Krishna. Incidentally, there was one Brajavasi Gopa who got married. And there is a gopi who enters Vrindavana for the first time. And in the morning, the mother-in-law for this daughter-in-law tells her, look, in the mornings, our custom is, you don't get out of the house. You don't peek out of the window. You don't open the windows. It is only we and everyone in the house, we go out and we go do some important work. You are new to this town. You are not allowed to open the windows nor go out anywhere. You have to remain inside the house. Now this Navavadhu, Vidyavadhu, Jivanam, she asks, how come you all have to go this work and I cannot go out? No, very dangerous place. You do not know? There is a black snake outside. Every morning it comes in front of our house. And if this bites you, you are finished. But we are used to it. So we can go and tame the black snake. But you are not supposed to. Saying this, they all lock her up and they all go out. You know who was the black snake? Krishna. So because Krishna comes in the morning with the calves and the cows and passes in front of their house, everybody are waiting to take one glance of Krishna. So everybody are waiting outside and this Vadhu, this Navavadhu is locked inside the house. And she was getting eager. I want to see what this black snake is. And when Krishna is passing, Krishna knows the heart of this Gopi. Gopi has opened the door and she is glancing. What is happening? And then right then, Krishna just comes in front of the house and he stops there. And when he stops there, he notices that there is someone who is eagerly wanting to see me. And then, as if by chance, he hits the calf, one small calf. And the calf straight away goes and stands right in front of the door where the gopi is peeking out to take a look at Krishna. And Krishna goes there and then stands at the cow and starts caressing the cow like this. Looking Krishna so close, the gopi is stunned, as if her life has been snuffed out of her body. Barha pedam natabaravapu karnayo karnikaram bibhradvasa kanakakapisham vaijayantim chamalam randhran venoradhara sudhaya gopayan puravinder vrindaranyam svapadaramanam pravishad gita kirtihi. This photo here, Krishna always goes like that, with a blue lotus flower, with a yellow dress. Bibhradvasaha, kanaka kapisham, vaijayantim chamalam. He's wearing a garland of Vaijayanti malam. Randhran venor, he's holding the whole of the feet, of the flute, and then adhara sudhaya, blowing from his lotus mouth the air. The flute is full of the air that has come out of the lotus mouth of Krishna, and the flute is now in ecstasy. Looking at this, the Gopas are glorifying. And then Vrindavan Bhumi, Swapada Ramanam. His lotus feet is touching the feet of the Sparsha of Prithvi of Vrindavana. Looking this, everybody is stunned. Looking at this, the Navavadhu is stunned now. Now all of the other families, members, now Krishna has passed, they all come in. And this Vadhu is stunned. She's like this, like a statue. And they all understand, okay, the black snake has bit this lady. She is gone. And they shake her completely and they say, you should churn the yogurt. It is now time to take out butter. And she goes and starts churning sesame seeds to make sesame paste. And she says, it's not sesame you need to churn the yogurt. And for almost a week, she is stunned. She is out of her consciousness. So this is what sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tvaham. So when somebody makes their heart so eager for Krishna, Krishna comes and steals their heart. So this is the point that Krishna is saying, that I am sold, and therefore Krishna says, my devotees do not know anything but me, and I do not know anything else but them. So this is the reciprocation. Mat chitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. So this is a beautiful interaction and exchange that goes on between and the devotee and the Krishna. This is the prema sallapa that goes between Krishna and his beloved devotees. At various levels, the gopis are the highest, and now Amrish Maharaj is another level. So there is the taratamyam, of course, among the devotees. So with this, I'll stop here. Thank you very much for helping me to understand Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. If there are any questions or comments, we can discuss for a few moments. Yes, Dhruva Prabhu has a question.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Durvasa Muni was listening Srimad Bhagavatam on Ekadashi and Dwadashi day. The question comes up.
Ambarish Muni, you mean?
Huh?
Ambarish Muni, you mean?
Ambarish Maharaj.
Yeah.
So question comes up, which version of Bhagavatam he was listening, the Chatushloki or something else? Because obviously the Maharaj Ambarish story wasn't there in his Srimad Bhagavatam that he was listening.
Interesting, yeah. It is said, the Bhagavatam that we are reading, Vyasadeva has compiled a concise version, an abridged version for us to understand. But in the Devaloka, in the Devatas and the Manus have a different version of Bhagavata which is composed of 1,000,000 verses. So there is another version. Bhagavatam always exists. But what version he was reading, probably we do not know. But Bhagavatam, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is eternal. So maybe he's reading some other pastime mentioned in the Bhagavatam. The Bhagavata Purana we have is an abridged version. When I say we, which is manifest in this yoga at this point in time, which Vyasadeva has composed.
So it wasn't just the Chatushloki, it was something more than...
Chatushloki is what Brahma heard, but then Bhagavatam was always existing. So from Brahmaji has composed then to Narada Muni, and Narada Muni always existed. So from Narada Muni, we can hear Bhagavatam. So Amrish Muni would have heard Bhagavatam from other rishis. That's my understanding, Prabhuji. I might be wrong. Must have to clarify with senior devotees. Thank you.
Bhagavan also said to Narada that Naham vasami vaikunte yoginam hridayena cha yatra gayanti mama
Tatra
bhaktani
tishtami
tatra tishtami Narada. Is it different from this?
No, it is not.
Because here they say that I am residing in the heart of every sadhu. But here Bhagavan says, Naham vasami vaikunte naham yoginam hridayena cha. Yatra gayanti ma bhaktani tatra tishtami Narada.
Yes. So that particular sadhu who chant the glories of the Lord, in that sadhu I am residing. So, well, Krishna resides in everyone's heart. But now I am aware of his residence, is that sadhu. Sadhu sabko sadhu hi bolte hain. Everybody is a sadhu. But that sadhu who is glorifying the Lord, for him Krishna becomes manifest in their heart.
Okay.
Sadhu, Durvasa Muni also was a sadhu. But because he lacked the bhakti rasa, apparently at that point in time, he couldn't understand Amrish Maharaj's situation. But Amrish Maharaj was always glorifying the Lord. So he recites. Amrish Maharaj also is a sadhu.
I think here is admiration of the congregational chanting.
Yes, congregational chanting as well as the chanting that goes on in the heart.
Okay.
Yeah, so a sadhu is always chanting the holy names of the Lord in his heart and as well as with the devotees. So Tatra Tishtami Bharata means, Narada means he is there where the congregational chanting is happening and he is also resident in the hearts of the devotees.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. No, it's not different, those two verses. Okay. Anyone else? Thank you. We will stop here. Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.